What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here. Going to be testing out a new old deck on PTCGO today. I'm actually going to be playing Decidueye again. Now, this could very well just be bad, straight up. I don't know. But I've been thinking about it a little bit. I think that Latios is actually just a super well-positioned card in the metagame right now with as many Psychic decks as there are in format or Psychic Weak decks with Buzzwole, and then, I don't know, maybe Decidueye could be halfway decent. We're just going to give it a shot. This is actually not Decidueye Zoroark. I think there is just a lot of hate, and oh my gosh, look at this awesome starting hand. I mean, goodness, with hands like this, I should just play this deck all the time. But my thought process is that, Zoroark is actually kind of a weak card to be playing in a Decidueye deck in this meta, just because Buzzwole, it just makes your Buzzwole matchup so much worse. Whereas if you just focus on maybe Latios and Ninetales, kind of like that old school version, and just go in with that, you're going to fare pretty well, doing a lot of damage to these Psychic Weak Pokemon, and maybe Decidueye just has the stuff to be able to pick up the slack. So I don't know. We're going to give it a shot, see how it goes, and if nothing else, at least it is a fun deck to play. We're just going to go get a whole lot of Rowlets and just pass. I'm not really interested in throwing my energy down. I don't exactly know what deck my opponent's playing. Also, if I throw my energy down and they're playing double colorless energy, they might be able to just energy drive me for a ton of damage. There are a few things that we miss without the Zoroark version of this deck. Obviously, we don't have Mallow anymore, so I had to beef up my counts of things. I had to play 4 Rare Candy again. We're playing 3 Dartrix, and overall just a beefier deck. Now, I am skimping on the energy. I am just playing, oh my goodness, looks like we're playing against the Zoroark Garbodor deck. I actually have not played against this hardly at all, so very interesting. And we'll just go ahead, choice band and all. And this is looking like a pretty strong turn 2 for me, almost no matter what I support her into here. Well, could have been a little better than that, but that's okay. We'll probably just end up sycamoring this hand next turn, hold my floatstone so that my opponent cannot field blower them, and then let's just break through and throw 30 damage probably onto the Garbodor. I wonder if there's any relevant math, though. Probably not. I just thinking, obviously my Ninetales is very good for hitting that. I think I probably just want to throw it onto my opponent's Zoroarks, and then eventually my goal is going to be to just to devolve them with Espeon. So that's what I'm looking at there. Obviously my opponent is going to evolve up their own Zorua, the damaged one, but if I can avoid discarding too many items, they're not going to be doing a lot with Trash Lance. I am playing 3 Field Blower in this list right now, so I should be okay to remove some of my opponent's tools. But like I had said before, I am skimping a little bit on the energy. I am only playing 1 Rainbow and 1 Super Boost Energy and 4 DCEs and 1 Special Charge. So I don't know. We're just trying this out. We're being really greedy for space. We're saying that odds are I'm probably going to want to attack with Latios in this game, and I guess the whole strategy is to just try and set up as many Decidueyes as I can and go in with that Super Boost Energy if I have to. Now, I am very pleased to see 3 Tapu Leles down on my opponent's side of the field. That doesn't really bother me at all. I mean, that's great. If they knock out my Dartrix this turn, fine. I am not too worried about that. They've got 3 Leles in play, which means that they have just got a very kind of narrow field. They're only working with 3 real Pokemon that they want in play. They got the Trubbish and the 2 Zoroarks, one of which I'm about to hammer into here. Now, I could just end, but I'm thinking that I probably want to go for a little bit more of an aggressive draw here. I don't want that Lele on the field. I don't need that. I think I'm just going to Sycamore here and see what I draw into, because, I mean, I really wanted to hit some Decidueyes, but looks like we're going to be a little slow on the Decidueye train here, so that's okay. And I do have my Super Boost. I mean, so this card provides colorless. Let's see, but that's not going to be any good until I set up a bunch of Decidueyes here. So I am only playing the 1 Rescue Stretcher. I think that I do have to Rescue Stretcher, however, for a Dartrix and evolve that up. And we're just going to do that. Hopefully my opponent just doesn't Guzma, again, that would be a little bit of a pain. Now, I could throw the Super Boost onto one of these Pokemon, but there's really no use in doing that. We want to save it until like the exact right point. Now, we're going to throw 30 damage onto... I'm not really not interested in damaging these Lele's. Like, those will get what's coming to them eventually. I'm much more interested in probably just hitting into the Zoroarks so that we could just devolve all those guys here. And now this Zoroark in the active position is at that sweet 60 number. My opponent's bench Zoroark almost there. So they're probably going to knock out the Latios this turn. I'm going to need a play after this. Weirdly, I can use the Super Boost energy on something like an Espeon. So that's kind of crazy, right? And, oh, it does count. Okay, it provides colorless energy, but when it's attached to a stage 2 Pokemon, it provides every type of energy, but only one at a time. So I can actually use this as a rainbow energy. I was thinking that. I can use that as a rainbow energy in order to Hollow Hunt. That was like my hope, is that this kind of counts as a rainbow energy on a Decidueye, and it does. So that's the reason why I'm really, trying to be a little skimpy on my energy here. It is a little bit greedy, but I'm kind of fine with it. Let's see. My opponent, they got the Garbodor up, and this is like the annoying thing about this deck, is that they play the bursting balloons, so they don't actually ability lock themselves. They just ability lock me, so that is definitely annoying. Now, I think that I'm just going to have to end my opponent. I'm going to end them to 4. I probably want to special charge my own double colorless energy back into the deck. Let's just go ahead and do that. I'm also thinking that I probably want to save my own choice band, though it does seem like, pretty good right now. I wonder, I could like Guzma and then just throw the rainbow on here and Sharp Blade Quill something on the bench, but that seems super weak. I definitely need to draw cards. So I think I'm going to throw the rainbow onto the Dartrix here. And then we're just going to end, and we're going to hope that we draw into a Decidueye. Can maybe Hollow Hunt. We did get a Decidueye. We actually got a couple Decidueyes, so that's cool. And I could just go here and evolve. Now, I do not have my abilities, which is annoying, but I can also evolve up one of these benched ones, and then I'm going to be able to Hollow Hunt and bring some things back into play. So I'm not actually in a bad situation. Let's just do that and evolve up this other one with the Floatstone here. And then Hollow Hunt, an amazing, amazing attack here. Definitely love that. I'm probably going to go for something like an N. And I'm also going to want probably, let's see here, the Rescue Stretcher and maybe another Rare Candy. So let's Hollow Hunt. And then let's see what we want. I think we want the Rescue Stretcher just because it's a flexible card. I think I also want the Rare Candy and the Latios could be good just to get more damage into play. I think a Rare Candy would be good just to help me get out more Decidueyes, so I like that. And then maybe just an Ultra Ball would help me get out. Oh, I need to actually get a supporter. Yeah, we're going to do Rescue Stretcher, Rare Candy, and an actual draw supporter, so we're going to get in. And that's cool. I'm cool with that. So if my opponent does not remove this rainbow energy, I'm cool to just go in. I could Razor Leaf next turn if they don't like Enhanced Hammer that away. I'm not exactly sure what kind of toolbox my opponent is working with here. Now, because they've jammed their bench so heavily, they don't actually have room for that Trashlands Garbodor, which is really bad for them. That is not good at all. They're going to end me back to a fresh hand of 6, so I'm totally okay with that. I put these cards into my hand because I wanted them back into the deck. And sure enough, I've got another Rare Candy and a Guzma here, but I do not have my double colorless energy. That's what I really wanted here. I want a DCE, or even right now, the Super Boost energy would be fantastic. I could Razor Leaf with that. I need to take this Garbodor out of the situation. And unless my opponent whiffs Bursting Balloon this turn, which would be really fantastic for me if they do whiff that tool, giving me one turn, that's all I need right now, is one turn with my abilities. I do have the option to go get a Vulpix. I could do that. Looks like they're prepping for a Tapu Cure, potentially. GX, attaching the psychic energy there makes me think that maybe they are going to Tapu Cure, so interesting play. They do not have a Garbodor down, which is obviously where they would prefer to put it. So let's see, what do we got? We got a Max Potion. That's actually really cool with me, but I need something a little more substantial here. I am like locked up, no supporters. I used my Hollow Hunt, and I'm just in an annoying position. So let's Rare Candy and get that third Decidueye out here into play. I think I just retreat and Max Potion, or I should probably just Max Potion here and just wait and see what my opponent does. I could bring up my opponent's Garbodor and just go from there, but I think I probably want to save my Guzma for a more powerful turn instead of just trying to like stall my opponent out here. Though it could be valid, they would have to hit a Guzma, which would be pretty good for me. So I think I actually think I'm just going to do that just to try and haze my opponent a little bit. Let's just bring out that Garbodor there, and let's see what they got. All right, we are just trying to buy some time here until we could draw into a supporter. I do play a good number of field blowers, so I'm like, I did prize one, unfortunately, but I'm pretty confident that, you know, I've got enough damage on this Zoroark already. I've got 30 damage on that Zoroark. If I just hit field blower, I'm in a very good spot. I could Ultra Ball for a Lele as well and just get going here with my deck, go get a draw supporter, and just draw through some cards that I need in order to start taking prizes. So they did hit a Guzma. Okay, so they are going to be damaging here. That's a little bit frustrating. They were able to get it out, but I did kind of stop my opponent from playing any other sort of draw supporters. Now they've got the Choice Band, so they are locking their own abilities here, which is really good for me because that means, okay, I've got Rescue Stretcher. What does that mean for me? Not much. I need a draw supporter. Potentially I should have thrown more draw supporters back into my deck, but I think that, let's see, I could go get like a Vulpix, and then I could just start thinning my deck with that attack there. I think I want to wait maybe one more turn here, though. I don't want to just let my opponent knock this out for sure. I definitely want to retreat into something else. I think I'm going to see, we could go get a Latios, a Rowlet. I don't want to shuffle more cards into my deck right now, though, like not at all. So I think I'm going to go Rescue Stretcher, put a Pokemon from my discard pile into my hand. I think I actually want to get a Latios here and just hope that I can start to try and maybe stall my opponent out. I'm going to put both these guys down. Let's just retreat into one of these Latios here and pass. So we are just waiting here, waiting. Need to hit a field blower. My opponent, in a desperate move here, put their own ability lock on. So they're just going to be plowing away just 120, which is bad for me if I don't actually hit a supporter. I've put them on odd prizes. That's good. I do have a free retreater in my own Decidueye still. They didn't hit their own field blower. So see what we can do here. Oh, we've got Ninetales. That doesn't really help. Okay. So looks like we're retreating into another Decidueye and passing. Oh, this hurts. This really hurts. I mean, 3 Decidueye out. Like, my board position is awesome. I play plenty of draw supporters in this deck, I think. It's just, oh, there we go. All right, so off to the races. There's a Sycamore. That's right what we needed when we needed it. Okay, and now I've hit a field blower. I don't have a way to retreat this Decidueye, but I do have a way to do some damage, so that's pretty good. I can use my super boost energy, so that's awesome. I could retreat it, but I don't want to do that. I think I'm just going to field blower. Yep, their Choice Band here. And now we've got a big turn coming up. I'm going to be able to knock, if I can knock out that Garbodor, that'd be insane, but I can't knock out the Garbodor. I could just do 60 damage to it. It's not quite enough to really matter, but I can, let's throw the super boost energy on. Let's throw the Espeon down as well. I think I want to Feather Arrow. Let's see, I'm doing 90. I could do 120 with this active Decidueye. So I'm doing 120 plus 70. I need to Feather Arrow this thing one time to knock that out. And then I'm also going to Feather Arrow the Zoroark twice so that I can end up knocking that thing out as well. Maybe with just the Espeon. So like that is a valid play too. So we're going to do that. And then I have 2 draw supporters in my hand. Going to take a big knockout here with Razor Leaf. And the Super Boost Energy actually getting in there and mattering. Fine. I think that's the first time I've ever used Super Boost Energy like actually effectively. So that was pretty cool there. If I didn't accomplish anything, at least I accomplished that. So my opponent, yep, they are probably, oh, are they going to Tapu Cure here? I would love it if they Tapu Cured here. If they don't have anything in their hand and they have to go for the Tapu Cure, that would actually be really good for me, because that just gives me like another turn to hit, like, I don't know, a Max Potion, or just another turn of Razor Leaf would just be so good for me right now. I have to imagine I have a decent amount of items in the discard pile, but I might actually not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10, so pretty thin ice here. If they do get a Trash Lance Garb up and running, they're going to be doing a decent amount of damage with that. I need to take these last 4 prizes, and I need to do it quickly. Oh, my opponent's going to Cynthia. If they do not hit a tool here, I am in such good shape, but you have to imagine they probably run enough tools that they're hitting these things like every turn. Or else what would be the point? So they probably do. I think they only have 1 trade though, so they might not. I mean, they have 15 cards in deck. They have 2 Choice Band and 2 Bursting Balloons down, so they could have prized 1 too. There could be out of tools here, which would just allow me to completely run my opponent off the board if they just don't have the juice here. Oh, they traded away a Choice Band. That makes me think that they have to have a tool for sure. Like, they would not just give me my abilities like that. Sure enough, they've got the Bursting Balloon, which is good. And I'm hoping they go for the Tapu Cure, because I can work with that. Like, I can take 4, pretty confident in my ability to take 4 prizes if they go for the Tapu Cure here. But if they actually like knock out this Decidueye with a Zoroark and a DCE, then I'm in a much more difficult spot. But I will be able to go up with Espeon. Okay, they are going to knock this thing out with Zoroark and a DCE. So they're going to go down to 1 prize. That's like really bad for me, because now bringing up the Espeon is just like a whole messy situation. But it might just be a situation that I have to embrace, unfortunately, because I need to get that thing out of the equation. I don't have N on me, so if they just have Garbodor Psychic, they're just going to take care of my Espeon. I think, like, alternatively, I don't really have very many other good options. I could, like, try to knock out that Trubbish, but I can't. I think I just need to go and hope that they don't have it. So I think that's all I got. I think if I had gotten this Vulpix out a turn earlier, I'd be in a much better spot here. And because then just having Ninetales would be really good in this matchup, because my opponent doesn't really have a way to knock out a 210 hit point Ninetales. So that would be super good here. Let's see, we didn't get almost anything. Maybe I just should have benched that Vulpix and Guzma or any of that. Would probably win them the game anyway. But let's just retreat. And we're just going to do our thing with Espeon. I'll just bench the Vulpix. I mean, honestly, like, if they get a knockout, they got a knockout. So they pretty much just need it in hand, though, because I am thinking, like, I mean, they need to either have a supporter or whatever just to be able to get these cards. But I have to imagine that they can. They only got 1 Garbodor in the discard pile. They're probably fine to knock this thing out. See, they're promoting. Oh, they just have Garbodor in hand. That's actually super cute. I devolved it. Now they're just going to evolve this one. They don't even need the Psychic Energy because they just got the Psychic Energy here. And they're going to be able to knock out my Espeon for game. So, good game to my opponent. I felt like that's kind of a tough matchup for me just because of, obviously, Garbodor is pretty tough. So I want to run it back one more time and just see how this deck ends up performing against maybe something that's not a Garbodor deck. So we're going to throw down one more game here, see if we can pull out a win versus something a little bit more traditional. I can't remember. I've like never seen that Trash Lance Bursting Balloon Garb deck at a tournament. So that is definitely like more of like a rogue-ish kind of choice. It was popular, a little popular at St. Louis, but maybe, I don't know, with psychic types or psychic weak Pokemon being so prevalent in the, potential metagame, maybe it could be a thing. So let's see here. Starting out the Latios again, that's super strong for me, and a Rowlet. Unfortunately, I don't have a Bridget, but I do have 3 Cynthia, so I can't really complain. And a Mulligan from my opponent. And I'm not going to lie, it feels good to just be back here with Decidueye. I love this deck. It's just so fun and kind of grindy to play, and the games are always long and exciting. So I do like Decidueye from that standpoint for sure. Now, I do miss a little bit of that extra draw with Zoroark. Sure enough, we did get an Ultra Ball, so I could go for the Bridget, which I probably will do. Let's see, we do have... I could actually, with Rainbow Energy, I could Lagoon Flight. So that's kind of interesting too. I don't think I really considered that last game as an option, but I don't think it probably would have been the best thing for me to do. Oh, and they just go Zorua Pass. Okay. So I'm thinking that I probably want to just get my Bridget action going here. And let's see, the Psychic, that probably won't be that big of a deal. Let's see, if I get Bridget, that's 4 Pokemon. I think I'm probably okay just to get rid of a Cynthia and the Floatstone there. Let's go get Lele, and just assuming that our Bridget is in deck. 1 is good. So we'll do that. Get as many of our Rowlet boys down as we can. Let's go ahead and do that too. So we're going to grab... can't grab those yet. Going to need the Bridget first. Then we're going to play the Bridget. Go grab probably 2 or 3 Rowlets. I think, nope, 2 Rowlets and maybe a Vulpix. I actually like the Vulpix too, because I could just throw this Rainbow Energy onto the Vulpix, and that's good right now. So I do like that. And then we're just going to pass to my opponent. Now, I could have retreated the Latios and gone for a turn 1 Beacon, but I actually kind of just like that Rainbow Energy sitting on the Vulpix there, so that I can just start, just plugging away with that Alolan Ninetales. It's a very strong option for this deck, because a lot of decks just don't have the tools to deal with an Alolan Ninetales. There was a version of Decidueye that was, I think it was kind of like a rogue version that was played at maybe St. Louis or Charlotte. I think it was actually Charlotte that had Hoopas in it, so that is a valid option worth looking into as well. Looks like my opponent is playing a Zoroark Lycanroc. All right, so know what I'm up against. Let's just go for the Cynthia. There's no use in, and I could Field Blower that 1 choice. Sure, I don't want to draw into the choice band, and I play 3. I don't want to draw into the Field Blower, and I do play 3, so that feels pretty good. Let's just go ahead. We're getting off to a little bit of a slow start here, but that's okay. Let's just Ultra Ball away Guzma and that, and let's go get ourselves probably just Dartrix. I do like the option to go get ourselves the Alolan Ninetales there and just evolve that up, so I know I have it here and it's safe, but we're going to wait 1 more turn. That probably would have been really good now that I'm looking at it, just because I don't, my opponent probably, if they have a Lycanroc, will just bring up the Vulpix and knock it out. So I probably should have just gone for the Ninetales there and just said, you know what, I'm playing the longest game ever, and I'm just, they Mallow. But they're definitely going to stack a Lycanroc on top of the deck, and then just trade into it, knock out the Vulpix with the Tapu Lele. That's going to be annoying for me, but that's something that I can deal with. I play a special charge. I could throw that back in, but it definitely kills my momentum. I think the Alolan Ninetales is probably just a shoe-in for this deck. And another good thing, my opponent is playing the 60 hit point Rockruffs. That's really good for me too, because obviously the 70 hit point one is going to be more difficult to knock out. Maybe, did they get the Lycanroc? Yes, they probably are bringing up that Vulpix. They probably don't like it. Actually, no. Okay, so they are a little hungry here. They have left me open with my Vulpix, and I am totally fine with that. So let's see what we could do. 2 Decidueye. I was actually considering just going in with Sycamore, but I think since since I got the 2 Decidueye there, I feel like N is just the more responsible play. Oh boy. Okay, we are drawing some rough stuff here with this deck. Okay, that's fine. This is what we're here for. So let's just beacon and just go get ourselves 2 of the Dartrix boys. Yes, I would like those. All right, let's go get 2 Dartrix, and yeah, we'll go from there. Now, if my opponent does not knock out my Vulpix, if they choose to just go and knock out another Rowlet or something, they're really like clearing the air for me to be able to just eventually sweep. All right, they're going to end me. I wonder what... I mean, the Vulpix, that's... The Ninetales is like what I want right now, for sure. Super Boost, not doing me a lot of good, considering that I'm just having a horrible time getting Decidueyes into play this game, but that happens to the best of us, so no worries there. They parallel me, that's no good, but we're getting a Lele out of there. That's fine. I play more copies of Field Blower, so hopefully I can hit one of those. And nope, they're just going to Energy Drive, okay, into that guy, so that is totally fine. Now, I don't have a lot of bench Pokemon now, so I'm going to try and use that to my advantage and keep my opponent from being able to Lycanroc GX me or anything like that. See, if we could just get a rare candy, that would be super good, but I'm going to just throw the Super Boost onto the Rowlet and Cynthia and just hope that I hit a rare candy Decidueye combination. I really need it right now. Nope, that is not what we are here doing. So that is just so brutal. Where are our rare candies? I have no idea. I think my opponent probably is just going to be able to just like get me out of the game completely with all of this just constant aggressive badgering with this Lele, because I am not drawing anything. I mean, if I just got rare candy in that hand, then I'm able to junk hunt, or not junk hunt, I'm able to go in and potentially I'm going to be able to hollow hunt. I probably would have just hollow hunted and would have been great. But now I assume they're just going to get themselves another Lycanroc, bring up... Oh, no, they did not. Okay, so actually I could come back this game. I know that sounds crazy, but them not getting Lycanroc there actually means that I have a chance. So let's Field Blower. Let's get rid of that and that. Okay, so we're going to get rid of those things. And then I do have my Decidueye as well, so that's good here. And then I think that, you know, obviously I cannot, actually I can Razor Leaf this thing, but I'm not going to end up knocking it out. I'm only going to do like 90 damage. So they're doing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 200. They could do like 200 damage to it. I could throw down my Lele with the DCE. That's like not the worst thing ever. Trying to think if there's anything more valid to attach to, but I think like that's probably fine. Let's just get that, and let's go grab an N if we got one in deck. Yeah, let's just try to limit my opponent a little bit. Even just a little bit would be great. Okay, so let's throw that there, and then let's end. I'm ending myself to 6, my opponent to 3, and sure enough, okay, there is another Decidueye, so that's good. I can just go get that taken care of right now. And then, you know, now the deck is starting to cooperate a little bit. Okay, so we are starting to get ourselves into business. Now, we are not out of high water yet, though. We do have a Max Potion and a Sycamore. That's pretty much best case scenario for us. I want to throw some damage probably onto the Lele. That just is like my opponent's biggest threat right now. I can't limit my own bench, but I need to take care of this Lele now because they're just going like ham Lele. So let's just Feather Arrow, and then get ourselves into a situation where we junk hump something back that's pretty good. Probably we want like that Rainbow seems not bad. A Guzma, let's see, another N seems pretty good. I have all 3 N's down. So let's just go in with the Hollow Hunt. I keep calling it Junk Hunt. Let's go in with the Hollow Hunt here. And my opponent's got, 3 prizes remaining. So I kind of want to just throw EXs and GXs at them at this point. Let's get ourselves... I have Rescue Stretcher in deck, so I don't need to get any of those. Let's get, we could get Bridget. We could get Ultra Ball. Actually like N, and probably just N, and maybe Ultra Ball to be able to, no, let's just do N, and Rowlet. Okay. That way I could just start to set up another Decidueye and just as early as possible. So I'm going to end him again and just throw that Rowlet down. Hope that my opponent doesn't knock me out this turn or anything crazy like that. I mean, I have a pretty small bench, so I'm thinking that Dangerous Rogue is not going to get them where they need to. They haven't left space for, like, you know, the Diancie or anything like that, so they can't boost their damage in that way. Yeah, they could put a Strong on, but even with a Strong and a Choice Band, they're getting nowhere near close enough to knock out anything on my side of the board. Then I'm going to limit their hand again and again. Just get some more shuffle draw into my deck is good. They're paralleling me. That's fine. I think I have one more field. Nope, all 3 Field Blower are gone. So we're operating with Kukui. I don't think they're going to knock me out with that Kukui. I think that's just another draw option here. They got another Zoroark. That's fine. So now their draw options are great under N, but I can knock out this Lele. If I knock out the Lele, that's like super good for me. So they're hitting me for a ton of damage, but I ultimately do not care. Okay, because I got the max potion in my hand, so that does not matter. Let's throw down this Rowlet. I feel like we need that. I actually might want to save. I feel like if they... Okay, 120. 120 is like a lot to ask for. I don't want a Decidueye to go down at all. So I think I just need to max potion that super boost away, even though I really don't want to. I could, yeah, I think I need to just deny prizes here. So let's just do that. You know, my opponent could score a knockout on this Tapu Lele, but I think I just want these Decidueyes to be clean so that I have just plenty of time to get as much going as I can. All right. So we don't have a supporter. That's bad. But we do have some Feather Arrows and another DCE. So let's see what we can do here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 plus 4, that's 160. If I attach the Choice Band, that's enough. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to Feather Arrow twice to probably that Lycanroc there, just to start to throw some damage around that way. Let's do that. Feather Arrow. And then let's just go knock out this Lele here. All right, take 2 prizes. That feels good. Energy Drive. Hopefully we can get ourselves a couple of supporter just off of here. That'd be good. Rare Candy and a Vulpix. Okay, so the Vulpix can be good, but I need to get it out. I need to get the Ninetales out, not just the Vulpix, because if my opponent is able to knock out this Tapu Lele with their Lycanroc here, that's really bad for me. And they have 3 trades, so that is just a lot of draw for them. Maybe this Decidueye deck's just not quite consistent enough to be a top tier contender, but it is fun. And I do really just genuinely enjoy playing games with this deck. So it's fun, and I'm saying I'm almost winning. I don't think I feel like I'm in these games. I've been in both these games, but just a little bit too far behind to make anything meaningful happen. I have to imagine they're going to just mallow and trade into whatever sort of juice they need to do 170 damage. I need to top deck an N in order to limit my opponent. Not having my super boost energy is really bad, because I can't just go in and just take care of this Lycanroc here. Oh, who are they bringing up? What are they doing? Are they bringing up the Rowlet? They don't have a knockout. Oh my goodness, that's so good for me. Okay, and they're gonna knock out that thing. Okay, they didn't have what they needed to knock out the Lele. That's super interesting. Okay, so I think that actually here, this is a no-brainer play for me. I need to take care of that Lycanroc right now because it's got the 1 energy on it. So I think that I need to just Feather Arrow there once. They have 2 prizes remaining. Oh, goodness. Okay. I could go in and break through. and then do 30 damage to Lycanroc and just like hit it for a lot there. That would be pretty good. I only have one bench space to work with, so I need to decide what I want to do here. I think that potentially I save my... I think I potentially save the Espeon for one more turn. That is like a little bit greedy of me, but I think they need like a lot. So I'm going to go in with the non-EX, non-GX here. We're just going to do that. Then I'm going to throw the Choice Band on it too, since I have the DC in my hand. Then I'm doing 30, 60. I'm doing 40 to the active position. So then I could just do Feather Arrow there once. And so then I'm going to get 2 knockouts by the time I bring up Espeon. That's really good. And so that's like good damage there. Then I can Feather Arrow one time to that guy. And then I'm going to come in and break through. And we're going to throw 30 damage onto another Zoroark. So if this ends up going through, if my opponent does not win this turn, then I can Espeon for 3 prizes, which is like pretty good. And I severely limit my opponent's board by doing that. I would take away 2 Zoroarks from them. So I have to imagine the Latios is probably looking pretty threatening to my opponent. They probably don't love that right now. Okay, they're getting rid of 2. Yeah, the Floatstone was the most annoying thing they could have gotten rid of, I think. So they have to find one more basic Pokemon to throw onto the bench in order to knock out the Latios, though. If they don't have it, then they are not scoring a knockout. So they definitely need to do that. But, oh, they had a basic. They're probably going for Guzma Strong Energy. Yep, and they're just going to finish things off on my Lele. I have to imagine that they just have it. So, good game to my opponent. I felt like that one was close-ish. I mean, that was tough. And I was a little bit greedy on my part, not just taking the Espeon and just doing that right then and there. I think I probably should have gone in with the Espeon that turn. But anyways, maybe Decidueye still has a little bit of potential. I'm not giving up on my boy yet. I like the deck. It's a lot of fun. And the games are very thought-provoking. I think maybe I just need to tweak the list a little bit more, make them a little more consistent. Maybe we need to get Zoroark back into the mix. But you can see, obviously, Lycanroc very prevalent, Lucario very prevalent, and Buzzwole very prevalent in the metagame, making me want to explore other alternatives instead. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel, check out the Etsy store and the Patreon stuff. All sweet links in the description below. Peace.